Hi guys, today I'll be showing us how to draft a bumper jacket. This bumper jacket is going to be a crop bumper jacket. So that's the measurement there. I'm putting the measurement. I minus 2 inches for the band and I mark the length of my jacket. After doing that, I went ahead to draw a straight line, as you can see. The next thing I went ahead to do was to put in my neck width, my shoulder measurement. After putting my shoulder measurement, I went down to put in the shoulder slope. Then the next thing I went to do was to mark my neckline, and I drew my shoulder slope, as you can see. From the shoulder line, I marked 1 inch downward for the back neck depth. After doing that, I went ahead to mark my chest line, which you can see, which also with that I also put my bust circumference measurement there, and I did the same thing for the waist. So I used the bust measurement for the waist and for the chest line. Then I drew a straight line. The next thing I went ahead to do was to mark my armhole line, as you can see. I came out by 1 inch to help me achieve my armhole curve. After doing that, I marked 1/2 inch for my zip allowance, as you can see. Then I rule a straight line. So that's me cutting it out. So guys, this method is very simple. You can try it on your own. So for my front neck depth, I went down by 3 inches, as you can see. Then I still mark the same neck width I used for the back for the front. So I went ahead to join the neck depth with the neck width together, as you can see. So after cutting it out, I went ahead to cut out the sides. So for the sleeve, I minus 2 inches for my sleeve band from my actual sleeve. Then I marked the actual sleeve, just as you can see. I also went ahead to add my stitching allowance. So from the top, I came down by 4 inches, as you can see. Then I drew the curve, the arm curve. So that's me checking if it's going to fit my armhole, and of course it did. Then I went ahead to mark my round sleeve and then connect the lines, as you can see. So after cutting it out, I went ahead to cut my interfacing, my lining for my clothes, for the hand, the back, and as well for the sleeve. Okay, so now we are entering the sewing phase of this bumper jacket. So the first thing I went ahead to do was to join the shoulder of the ankara and as well as the side. So I went ahead to do the same thing for the lining and for the sleeve, just as you can see. So I finished joining the hand. I did a separate joining, joined the lining separate and the sleeve separate. So the next thing is to cut my band for my sleeve. That's my sleeve band. I went ahead to mark 4 inches on fold and cut 2 pieces of it, just as you can see. Then I went ahead to cut the band for the waist. Now since I'll be adding ankara for the band of the waist, I minus 2 inches for my ankara on both sides. Then I went ahead to mark the band and cut it out, just as you can see. So this is me adding the ankara parts of the band. I went ahead to cut 3 inches, which is inclusive of my sewing allowance. Then I cut 2 pieces of it, which is one for the left and one for the right side. After doing that, I went ahead to sew it together with the band. Okay, so this is me. I've sewn the ankara to the band there. The next thing I'll be doing is to fix the sleeve band to its sleeve. So I did the sewing of the ankara separate as well as the lining. So I went ahead to stitch the band, then fold it. So I've finished stitching the band. I folded it this way, as you can see. But since it's stretchy, it's going to relax to meet our actual ankara round sleeve. Okay, just as you can see, it's going to elapse to meet it. So I went ahead to insert the lining and then do the sewing. So this is me. I'm done with the sewing part. As you can see, it's very neat. So I went ahead to do the same thing for the second sleeve. So this is it. I'll put this aside now, then I'll go ahead to fix the band for the bodies. Okay, so the first thing I did, I fixed the band to the ankara first, one side of the band to the ankara. Then I went ahead to fix the other side of the band to the lining, because I'm doing a inner sewing on this particular bumper jacket. So when I'm done, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, this is what it's looking like when you're done sewing. This is what it look like. So I just flipped it over. You can see the sewing is very neat. Everything is inside. So our bumper jacket is coming out gradually. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to fixing our zip. So for the zip, I went ahead to do an inner sewing for the zip as well. So just follow what you're seeing and it will come out very well. Remember, I put half an inch for the sewing allowance and zip allowance, so that's what I'm going to be sewing here. So I'm done with the sewing of the zip for the both side, so you can see how neat it is. Both the inside and the outside looking neat. The next thing is to fix our collar. So for the collar, I went ahead to measure my round neck. After measuring the round neck, what I got, I use it to cut my collar. So I folded my fabric into two. The neck, my round neck here is 17 inches, which is 8.5 on fold. So that's me folding my fabric. After doing that, I went ahead to draw a curve, as you can see. Then I measured if it would give me up to. It did not, but by the time we stretch the collar, it's going to reach. So I went ahead to cut it out. After cutting it out, I just went ahead to trim it out a little to give it that nice neat curve. So to fix the collar, you're going to put the collar in between the lining and the Ankara. Make sure it's close to the zip. Then fold it like this, the way you're seeing it on the screen. Just fold your lining and Ankara together and sew it round the other end of the zip. Okay, so this is the final look. When you're done sewing, this is what you should have. Can you see how neat it is? It's looking clean. So after doing this, our jacket is coming out gradually. I went ahead to fix the hand of the jacket for both sides, then interlock it with my weaving machine. Okay, so when I'm done, I'll show you the finished look of it. So guys, our bumper jacket is ready. This is the final look. It's actually a crop bumper jacket. It's looking beautiful and nice. So if you try this out, let me know on the comment section. Also, don't forget to follow for more of this content. Thank you. Okay, I'm trying to show us the finished look of it. See the inner, the way it's looking neat, well sewn, giving it a beautiful look. Anything you want to call it.